this actually, I hope you can see when we go with active mode, it is asking for the first public IP,
Yep. And second public
second
now.
public IP as well, right? But if I disable the active mode, it's
Hmm.
only one instance of virtual network gateway, and we
Hmm.
only have one IP like this.
Yep.
So up to you, right?
So, mhm.
So let's say I'm going with this one instance because if we go with two, they say there will be a cost as well, right? So if in case you
Yeah.
have much more traffic, and if in case you also want high availability, it's good to go with active mode.
Hmm.
And I can say review and create. So I am creating this virtual network gateway number one.
Okay. So this is route based VPN.
Yeah, route. See, by default now it is selecting route based. Earlier when we were creating the virtual network gateway, it was even giving us an option to go with the policy based, but now it's automatically selecting it as route based.
Okay, so microwave doesn't support now the old
Yeah,
ones.
right.
Okay.
So similarly, what we can do, let's say we create one more virtual network gateway. Let's say we can go to create. So we can say virtual network gateway 2 in same region as region of the
Best
VNet
second
2,
VNet.
West US. Let's say VPN GW1 generation 1 doing it for VNet 2, right? And let's say going virtual network gateway to public IP, right? So
Yeah.
now we have defined this over here. Okay, and now maybe we can say review and create. So now second gateway will also be created. Now this gateway deployment takes time. It takes somewhere around 20-25 minutes. This
Hmm.
deployment will take some time. Yeah, that's the
Because of
reason we
public
say,
IP. Public IP.
yeah, because of public IP plus this virtual network gateway, it is also a kind of a instance. It's like a PaaS service. So
Oh yeah.
basically, there might be a machine, and Microsoft will be configuring that machine to be used as a virtual network gateway,
Oh
to
yeah.
be used as a virtual appliance. So that configuration takes time.
Okay, so it's a pass. That's why. Yeah.
Right, right, right. That's the reason we say that peering is easy to set up. It hardly takes fraction of second to do the
Yeah.
peering. Right. Okay. Now, so once these gateways will be created, we just need to build these connections. We just need to
Okay.
connect gateway one to gateway two and gateway two to gateway one, right? Now, while this gateways are being deployed, let's see how can we do it. How can we connect the Azure network with the on-prem network? See, this is how we are connecting to Azure networks. But
Hmm.
what about if we have a requirement that we would like to connect the Azure network with the on-premises network?
Yeah,
Let's
we have
say,
this one.
yeah, let's say here we have this on-prem network. Let's say 172.16.0.0/16, right?
Hmm.
So in order to connect the Azure network with the on-prem network, we need to create a local network gateway, right?
Okay.
We need to build a local network gateway. And where we will be creating, okay, this is a local network gateway,
Hmm.
right? So when we will be creating local network gateway, we need two things. First of all, we need public IP
Yep.
or we need FQDN,
Hmm.
which we also called as endpoint.
Yep.
And second, we would be needing the address range, or you can say address space of
Low on-prem.
on-prem network,
So basically, interesting traffic.
right? So basically, see which public IP or which FQDN it is asking for.
Hmm.
In order to configure this local network gateway, first of all, we have to set up a device in the on-prem.
Yep.
We have to set up a VPN device in our on-prem, right? So let's say this is our VPN device. And
Hmm.
mostly this VPN device is like a physical device. It could
Yep.
be Cisco, it could be Barracuda, it could be Ubiquiti, it could be any hardware manufacturer, right?
Hmm.
Or it could be a software emulation too, right? That's also possible, but
Yeah,
mostly it's a physical device.
basically device should have a public IP and it should support IPsec.
IPsec, absolutely, right?
Yeah.
And usually this VPN device will have a public IP, let's say
Mhm.
14.15.16.17, just a random number I'm entering, or it should have a FQDN, anyone will
Yep.
work. Let's
Mhm.
say vpn1.jitin.com, right?
Yep.
So one is the public IP or one is the FQDN. So basically we
Mhm.
need this public IP or FQDN from this VPN device.
Okay.
And second, we need to have the address range of the on-prem network. That is
Yep.
172.16.0.0/16. Right?
Mhm.
And where do we create this local network gateway? We create this local network gateway in Azure here,
Okay.
right? So basically, this local network gateway is nothing. It is like a way by which we are defining the settings or by which we are defining the configuration of the on-prem network in Azure. Right?
So basically, phase one, phase two settings for
Yeah,
tunnel.
phase one. Yeah, phase one, phase two settings for the tunnel. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So see how can we do this? Maybe I can say here local network gateway. So we may say create, in which resource group? Let's say in this resource group. What is
Yep.
the name? Local network gateway one. So here we need to enter the public IP address. So public IP address of the VPN device that we can get from
Yep.
the on-premises.
Yep.
Or we can enter the FQDN here, vpn1.jitin.com. Anyone will work, right?
Yep.
And here I need to enter the address space of the on-prem network. Let's say 172.16.0.0/16,
16.
right? And I can say review and create. So now I'm creating this local network. Okay.
That's it.
So once this local network gateway will be created, again we need to create two connections. So we need to create one connection from virtual network gateway to local network gateway,
Mhm.
and we need to create second connection from local
Yep.
network gateway to virtual network gateway.
Virtual network gateway.
So maybe we can call them as connection 3 and connection 4, right? Let's say
So we
this
can
is
use the same virtual network gateway.
the same virtual network gateway will be used, absolutely. That's the reason we are saying we can create 30 tunnels.
Mhm.
This was the fun tunnel. Now with the virtual network gateway 2, it is supporting second tunnel.
Same public IP everywhere.
No, when we are saying with this virtual network gateway SKU, how
Mhm.
many tunnels it can support? It can
Yep.
support up to 30 tunnels. This is the second
Okay.
tunnel it is supporting, right?
Okay.
All right. So when we are connecting these, when we are creating these two connections, we are connecting virtual network gateway with local network gateway, and second connection from local network gateway to virtual network gateway. It again creates a tunnel over the public internet, and we call this tunnel as IPsec IKE site to site tunnel.
Mhm.
So basically, when we are connecting two virtual network gateways in Azure,
Mhm.
that kind of a connection will be called as VNet to VNet connection.
Mhm.
But one side, let's say we have a virtual network gateway, and second side we have the local network gateway. And when we are building them up, it is called as site to site connection.
Okay.
This will be referred as site to site connection, right? Let's have a look. See,
Yep.
this local network gateway is deployed, right? Because here we are only defining the settings. Actual
Mhm.
configuration is done in the on-prem. So when
Mhm.
this local network gateway is created, if I want to create a connection, I can simply go to settings.
Mhm.
Under settings, I can go to connections. We can say we would like to add a connection. So what is the connection type? So if we are connecting two virtual networks, gateways, we will be selecting VNet to VNet. If I'm selecting connecting one virtual network gateway with the on-prem, I'll be selecting site to site.
No, but one second here.
Mhm.
So when we do VNet to VNet, don't we need like network gateway? But this is local gateway.
So when we are doing VNet to VNet, then we only need virtual network gateways. Local
But
network gateway is not required.
we can make it because it's showing an option of there.
Where?
So when you see like when you selected it, it says like
Mhm.
connection type site to site is okay. VNet to VNet. So VNet to VNet is like Azure to Azure, right?
It is Azure to Azure, right?
Yeah. So they basically then local network gateway can also run VNet to VNet, Azure to Azure.
I think they have defined the settings here, but ideally it should not work. It may throw you an error when you try to set this up.
Okay.
Right? Ideally,
So
yeah,
okay, that's fine. So site to site is like when it's so on-prem to other.
Azure. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say I'm calling this as connection 3. So now here you also get an option that if in case you want, you can go with the bi-direction. See here, when we will be setting up VNet to VNet, which we'll be doing in case of Azure, both the
Mhm.
gateways are in Azure. In a single go, we can set up bi-directional connectivity. Means in a single go, we can set up two connections.
Okay.
So if you check this box, it will give you an option to set up two connection name. Maybe I can say connection one, second one I can
Connection.
say connection two. See, same kind of a settings you will get even from the virtual network gateways,
Yeah.
right?
That's why that's why I was like, why local network and then virtual? Maybe they use same for both or something like that.
So this kind of a setting, and then here you can define. So what is your first virtual network gateway? So here you would
Mhm.
be able to select virtual network gateway one. It's not created yet. That's the reason it is grayed out. Second, you can
Okay.
say what is your virtual network gateway two. You can say here virtual network gateway two. Then how do you want to authenticate? You want to authenticate using key? Then here you
Hmm.
can enter the key,
Yeah.
shared key. Same key will be used to encrypt and same key will be used to decrypt, right?
Hmm.
And which IKE protocol it is using? It is using IKE version 2 protocol. Yeah, right?
So
And maybe,
basically, local network gateway is also connecting network gateways as per this.
yeah, local network gateway is also connecting gateways here. Right.
So either we do from here, it might work, or we do it from virtual, basically in peering.
No, no, I'm just showing you that see, why
Yeah.
I'm showing you this virtual network gateways are not created yet. They
Yeah.
can take another 10-15 minutes, but actually we need to do this from the virtual network gateway. So when you will be
Okay.
going to virtual network gateway 1, think of it like, just for a moment, think of it like a virtual network gateway, just for a minute.
Okay.
So actually when we will be building these connections, connection 1 and connection 2, when we will be building this tunnel, we need to do this from virtual network gateway 1 or from virtual network gateway
Okay.
2.
So options are same basically, just
Options
a
are
different
same.
name.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is, because that can take some more time. So
Yeah,
here,
it's
when
fine.
you
It's
will be
fine.
going to virtual network gateway 1, you will be
Mm-hmm.
going to settings, you will be going to connections, and you
Mm-hmm.
will be adding a connection, and you will see the same options there as well,
It's okay.
right? So if you want to build it one by one, let's say you want to first build connection number 1, then you want to build connection number 2. So first we will go to virtual network gateway 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
In virtual network gateway 1, we will go to connections,
Mm-hmm.
and we will say we would like to add the first connection. Let's say we will be adding this connection number 1,
Mm-hmm.
right? In connection number 1, let's say we are creating this in east US, so we will be defining who is the first virtual network gateway
Yep.
v1, second virtual network gateway, virtual network gateway 2, and we will enter the key here, the key
Okay.
that will be used to encrypt data, right?
Okay. And where is interesting traffic? Like which traffic should be allowed on the IPsec? Or
Which
is it by default, or is it by default the VNet?
See, when we are defining the virtual network gateway, that virtual network gateway is linked to a VNet.
Okay, so automatically. Mhm.
Yeah, so if you have a look here, where is this virtual network gateway created? It is
The
getting
gateway
IP
side.
from the gateway subnet, and gateway subnet is linked to this VNet number 1.
So basically, by when we make it, by default 10.1.0.0/16 will be allowed complete. Can't
Right.
we like make it small or big? Like we want partial to go or no?
We can do it. There are ways of achieving this. See, when we are creating the connections here, the entire network is being connected, or the entire network is being allowed. Now, let's
Mhm.
say the entire network is allowed, but maybe there is a specific subnet you don't want to allow. So
Yeah.
there are ways by which we can stop the communication. We'll talk
Yeah.
about this in
Okay.
the upcoming sessions.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when we create the connections, it basically enables a connectivity for the entire network. But if in
Hmm.
case we do not want to go with a specific subnet, there are ways by which we can achieve that as
Okay. That's fine. We can see in the later sessions. Okay.
well. So any questions here? How do we create these connections? Once these connections will be created, once these two connections will be created, then
Mhm.
again, we have the connectivity between network 1 and network 2 and vice versa as
It's okay. So yeah, this looks good. Like this is my main my main every day. This is the training that I need for my job. So this
well.
was the main reason I'm doing this because this is the one I have to work.